Welcome back to the Extended ECM for Engineering and Plant Maintenance. Here in Scenario 4, we're going to show how to review the drawings that have come back from the design team, whether internal or external, how to mark them up using Brava, to review those markups and either approve or reject them and send them back to the EPC. The approved documents that will then be signed in to the vault. So let's go to the system. In this case, we're going to log in as an engineer. We're going to actually need to review these drawings. As you saw before, when they came back in through the Secure Managed File Transfer and bulk load process, they were automatically assigned for subject matter expert review. So here are the assignments that were for everyone, myself as an engineer, and everyone on my team. We've already sorted by modified date, so here are the ones that have come back. We'll go ahead and choose this one and go right into the process flow. So this shows us many different things. There's a thumbnail here of the drawing. You can see next state assignees, so who it's going to go to next, which would be the engineering lead, so they can review whatever work I've done. There's a very detailed audit trail that's available here also. It shows basically everything that's done to the document to this point. So if we go back up to the status, I can claim this so that no one else will be working on it. And then just by clicking on the thumbnail, it will open up in the Brava viewing and annotation solution. So this is a solution that OpenText owns and maintains. It's one of the leading solutions for reviewing and annotating engineering drawings and other types of drawings. It's very powerful. So here we're going to go ahead and start a markup. I'm reviewing the document. I've noticed some issues here. I'm going to zoom in. I think I've got an issue right around here. So let me pick a region. See how that zooms right into this region so I can read it a little more clearly. You can zoom in very far into a document and still clearly see it. It uses vector-based processing to make that happen. Now we're going to go ahead and add a markup. So we're going to have a new markup. There are annotations and change marks, drawings, lines, stamps, many different types of markups. We're going to do a change mark because I like the way that works. And there are different flavors of change marks. I'm actually going to create a little cloud around here and put something in. Does not comply to internal standards. You can decide to be as specific as you'd like here. There are also drop downs down here for you to track what type of change mark. This is actually a change request that I'm putting in. I'm not confirming this. I'm just saying I think there's an issue here that needs to be modified or addressed. Now other types of things that I can do are called stamps. In this case, I'm going to use the stamp library to place something right here. So to help show the type of issue that I would like to have addressed. So I'm saying that this is actually what needs to be addressed based on this change mark. There are many other change marks that I can put in here, markups and things like that. But to expedite this review, we're going to stick with this. So I go back to markup and say I want to save this markup. I'll put in ENG user one, although it tracks who did it. Compliance issue, please review. IEW, please review. Okay, and it's that simple. I can add more if I'd like, or we can move on. So now that I put my input in, I can send this on. I know the next thing is going to be my management, who will handle final approval. I'm going to say, please review possible compliance issue. And we'll submit that. So it's that simple. I can now close this out, log out of the system. And now I'll log in as a project manager. OPM user 1. Now again, we're going to go into my assignments. The nice part about this is by just saying my assignments, I can keep up with my work. It tells me exactly what I need to work on. And I can sort it by when things are due, so that I know sort of the priority based on deadline that I have. So it's bringing up my assignments. It should be assigned to my group. There it is at the top of the list. I can open that up. Again, we're going to go into the process flow section and click right here. Open it up again in Brava. That way I can review it myself, but I can also have a look and say, well, you know, I'd really like to open any edits that were placed in there. And here we can see, here's the engineering user 1 change mark that was created. I need to review that, so we'll go ahead and open that up. So now it shows me, if I click on that change mark, something you'll notice is we're starting out with the document zoomed out pretty far. But if I click on this, it's going to zoom me right in to the same zoom level that was in place when this change mark was implemented, so that I can see exactly what the engineer was talking about. I'm going to review this. I could reply to this and say compliance issue confirmed, assigned to EPC for action. So now this is no longer a change request. This is a change that's been approved. Go ahead and hit reply. Now I can make more change marks if I need to. I can edit others. There could be change marks coming from several other engineers, so we can actually have almost a conversation here, but it's not needed in this case. So now I'm going to actually publish this in. Let's save what I've done first. So we'll save this as pmanager user 1 confirmed. Okay, so now I have my own change mark there. Now if I click up here, I can say I want to publish this. So I can actually burn this in. Go to the markup. I want to burn in these change marks. I burn them right into the PDF, but I also want to append the conversation that we've been having to show who said what, and so that we have that. And look at the output. That's going to be just a standard PDF, so we'll publish that. It's going to ask me, how do I want to publish this? I want to create a new version. So that way it'll be very easy if anyone tries to open this document. They're going to see, whoa, there are issues with this drawing. Here's the PDF. It's all burned in. And it's being sent off to the design group, either internal or external, for work to be done. There it is. It's that simple. Now I can now close this out. Go back here. To my assignments. It'll take a minute for that to come up as a PDF, but it will. And that can be done. Now the rest of these drawings need to be reviewed by the engineering team and can be actually sent on for review and approval. Let's refresh my design task and see if it'll come up and tell me that that's a PDF. Assignments. So now this would probably be demoted and sent back to the EPC. So we could follow the scenario as far as assigning. See, there it is. It's now a PDF. So if I click on it, the nice thing is it'll open right up in Brava. It'll open the PDF version because that superseded the DWG, showing that there are issues with the drawing. I can then review these. This is the document that would actually be sent out. We're not going to go through that because we do have a scenario already. So here's the markup that you can see right here. And we could zoom in and look at that if we'd like to. But it has the little stamp that we put there. If we come down here, we can see the rest of the drawing and the change mark conversation that happened. So it was a change request that became a change that's been approved, and it is now going to be sent to the EPC for action. Let's close this out. And again, we could send out a transmittal just as we did before. We're not going to show that full scenario because we've shown it once before. And then the EPC could upload the drawing that's been changed. Let's log back in as the engineer because we need to review those other drawings. And we're going to show that those do not need any changes so that they can move forward in the process. So again, documents for review. Let's look at my assignments. And we'll do 53 and 56. I know that actually we'll do 55 and 56. So here are two drawings that I want to review next. I will say that I've already looked at them. I'm happy with them. We're going to promote them. I've already showed you how to review these. It shows their current state. It's going to final approval. Engineering review complete. No issues found. We can send this on to final approval. We'll submit that. Once again, it's going to go through. So 55 and 56, it's initiated that. So we'll log out as the engineer. We're going to come back in as the project manager. Open up a new window for that. There we go. And once again, going into my assignments for efficiency's sake. But we can see which tasks have been assigned to me and I need to work on. So this can then be promoted and ready. So 56, 55, and 56. We can select both of these. I'd review them again. I click on them, look at them in Brava. But we're going to go ahead and promote these up to processed. So they're ready for revision check-in. We'll submit that. Now it's usually the document controller that performs that final action. So we'll need to log in as the document controller. So we can see these final. Let's open up a new window. There we go. Oops. Clicked too many times. Control user 1. Log in. We'll see the life cycle of these drawings. This has been processed. We'll go ahead and search. This project, if I know the state that I'm looking for, I can specify that. We know that there are PIDs. I can specify that here. There's a section or a prefix to the name. And we've got 55 and 56. And they're ready to go. So I can choose both of these. And again, if I wanted to review them, I could do that, but it's already been reviewed and approved both by the engineering team and engineering management. So I can assume they're ready to be signed back into the vault. So we can see that 55 and 56, there's a parent-child relationship here. And if I didn't have both of these, if I just tried to assign one, there would be a validation check that would say, listen, you can't check say a parent in if it has a child that hasn't been processed yet. So you really need to bring those in together. So that's just another check that we have. It's going to be checked in as a new revision. And just hit submit. So that will be checked into the vault. And you can have this set up automatically, or you can have this set up to happen as a separate process. You can have it when things are checked into the vault to go into the workspace that's connected to this piece of equipment in your asset management solution, so that it can automatically be updated and ready when all of these changes have been approved, so that your operations team can see the final product. So the scenario and changes that we saw here, let's go back to our PowerPoint. We can see that routing newly revised documents, the appropriate QA resources, requires that these documents are checked in and handled in a very consistent manner. The right people review them and approve them. There are often time limits on reviewing documents that come in from EPCs and contractors before a change actually is going to cost the owner-operator more money. So it's very important that that's done in a timely fashion. These can be very time-consuming and error-prone processes if they're done manually. So you want to make sure that it's consistent and it follows your best practices, which our system will conform to. A process must be tracked to maintain, as I said, those turn them around and contractual requirements. And the users really benefit from a system that's driven by process and has full transparency, so other people can log in and see where it is within the process and have insight and a clear overview of all the deliverables and the ownership at any stage. So it's easy to run reports that show how things are doing, how we're doing towards milestones, so that we can keep projects on track. Now the system, again, is very flexible and can be configured to meet your specific needs from a review process. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next scenario.